Man, fuck Boomkin and all this meta talking shit. You cannot have
Space Chicken.
No. Hey, yeah, it's us, Marcelian&Online. And you know what this is?
What's up?
TLF. TLF Fridays. Yes.
And we're arguing.
Special
As
edition.
always.
Special edition. It's the verses. It's what I like, what Flame likes, and
why Boomy is good.
But no, you know what's better than Boomkin? Our Patreons,
Always.
man. Because listen. This type of content with these amount of diversity subjects and topics and all of the stuff that we do here on the channel and on the Mocast podcast cannot be done without the support of our Patreon. And listen, you can get into it too, okay?
Oh yeah.
All you have to do is click the link in the description.
Down below.
After the video, of course.
Of course.
Remember, don't go now. You're going to fuck up the algorithm.
nowhere.
Okay, but just
Bookmark.
So look at the link in the description. Check the Patreon tiers and see if there's anything you like there. You're going to support this content over here. You're going to get some awesome custom-made desktop wallpapers with your WoW character on, access to bloopers, to chats, to I don't know how it's made behind the scenes, all of that stuff. So check it out.
Good shit.
Yeah. Thank you to the Patreons.
Now let's talk about
Let's get in, motherfucker.
Demonology, which is the superior warlock spec.
How the fuck can you say Demonology is the superior spec when you have Affliction just there? Because Affliction requires work and attention and things that you have to be aware of, like dots. Proper dots, not passive dots. What is
passive dots?
Dude,
okay,
what is
how many demons do you need to get out? How often do you get demons? How many times do you use implosion?
Listen,
when do you put your tyrant? How do you pass all the soul? You're not telling me that you don't have things to do.
If I want to get pets, I'm gonna make a hunter. That's it. What are you gonna do, man? You're gonna just send out your little boys and your fat boys and shit in the hand of gold.
You know what you're gonna do, man? Are you gonna suck the boss dry until you get the loot?
Yes. I'm gonna suck it dry. You're gonna wear it out. The proper dot class, Affliction, is a spec with tradition, with history, with like it's been there like for all WoW history, man. And now it's super good as well. So don't give me no demo.
All right. Well, listen. I'm a fan of demons, man. I like to summon them big. I like to break open the Nether realm thing and summon Doom Guards and all that shit. We don't have Doom Guards anymore, but we do have like Jiraxes. I can get Jiraxes, man. I can get Prince Malchazar. What can you get, man?
For a second there, I thought you were gonna say we do have giraffes. Like, okay.
We can have giraffes too, man. Whatever you want.
Demo giraffe
is the garden zoo thing. You said hunter, man, but the zoo is actually
Demonology Affliction. I'm gonna place Affliction into S tier, okay? And Demonology, I'll give it the fantasy. Okay, I'll give it that. So for me, it's a B tier. How about you?
Demo is S tier. It's one of my all-time favorite casters.
Motherfucker.
Affliction gets actually a good pass from me because they actually managed to get Sow the Seeds right, and it's fun to play in dungeons, although it's a little bit reliant on Satchel, although maybe not so much, but Satchel is a big part of the... So for me, it kind of drops into its A tier. If it wasn't for the changes in 9.1, 9.15 respectively, then it would have been B tier. But Affliction is A tier, Demo is S tier.
Hell yeah, okay. What next? What do you have?
Okay, obviously the next best, the Warlock spec, Destruction.
Hell
because when you shoot your Chaos Bolt, you rip open the fabric of space and time and everything crashes and you summon Infernals and the ground breaks. What more do you want, man?
But do you listen to yourself? Are you seriously gonna compare a Chaos Bolt to a Pyroblast? We are talking about Destro against Firebase, right?
Yeah.
Because I wasn't sure. How can you compare a Chaos Bolt to the... Dude, the power you get, the sentiment when you pop that combustion and all those Pyroblasts...
It's like a lot of fire, man. You're literally destroying your opponent.
Yes, I'm sorry, man, but Destrolock, and listen, there's no way in hell Destrolock can even fuck with the Fire Mage AoE. There's no way in hell.
I don't know, man. Fire Mage. So you pop combustion, you're like a fucking god, and then you're a wet noodle. And you just have to be careful not people not to step on you because you become a wet
tell me more, Mr. Dark Soul.
All right, I'm sorry, but Fire Mage for me is a solid. Okay, because I'm Flame and I like fire, I'm putting it into C tier, not into C tier.
C
tier, fire is C tier, and Destro is a little bit better, which is why Destro is B tier, because it's still a little bit than Demo.
You know I have control of the second.
Yeah, I know you have control, but people see you.
We're gonna keep it fair. Okay, fire is definitely A tier for me. and Destro is going to be C tier because I used to play Destro back in the day in the arenas, and I kind of loved it then. But I don't like it now.
Like the animation, man, the dragon animation, which makes no sense.
Yeah. It did. Well, it's not.
It was cooler, but it doesn't make sense.
It wasn't. Yeah, it was cooler back then, but it's not here anymore. So we can only say yes. But this is. Hey man, it looks pretty balanced so far. So good.
So far, so good. Speaking of balance.
Are we getting there? Are we getting there?
Space chicken.
Okay, so what I'm going against with here, Boomkin.
You gotta. I mean, I'm talking about Frost Mage being shittier than Boomkin right now.
Can you Frost boys believe this shit? I mean, okay, we can talk meta. Okay, we can talk being the meta slave and just playing that fat,
Frost
deformed monstrosity of a looking character. What kind of fantasy are you fulfilling here with a big fluffy chicken? Who eats that shit? Let
me ask you as well. If there's an entity in Azeroth that can summon the power of the loon and the moon and the sun, what better option did they have than to be a fat chicken, man? Chicken?
Yeah, you just counter argumented your shit. How can a chicken understand? Did you ever see chicken in action, man?
Oh, yeah, man.
They're like fucking clueless. Like, do you think they're gonna have a little council
they have
between?
Starfall, man. You haven't seen a chicken with a Starfall? What the fuck you were living so far?
Hey, you know what chickens need? Cock. But listen, what I'm talking about here is the Frost Mage, because Frost Mage, on the other hand, does fulfill a clean fantasy over there, man. It's classical. We have Frost abilities, Frost
you mean
spells,
Iceland?
And
Icelands. And Icelands too.
Frozen Orb, Frostbolt, Icicles, and dude, you can tell me one spell that can fuck with Ebonbolt.
Ebonbolt?
Yes.
New Moon.
Oh, get the fuck out of here! Again,
no, man, you crashed the fucking moon into the thing, man.
It's a little moon. It's not even a fucking moon. It's
hey,
like
man, I got trees. I got roots. I actually help.
Oh, I don't have roots. Listen, I passively help all of the tanks. I don't need no goddamn cooldowns to help the tanks. Passively with my spells, every motherfucker slow.
It's like I could do a solid CC, but I'm gonna do a mediocre one all the time, and you just have to deal with it when I cannot just root and you can get away.
I have ice block. If you're gonna die,
I have trees.
You're gonna die.
Nobody's gonna die. With my trees, nobody dies.
Yeah. Can you imagine a chicken that can also summon a forest? What the fuck were they thinking? I think
I'm sorry, man.
They were designing that shit on while doing some sort of interesting Mexican bean, shroom, whatever, super high, and they designed that stuff. I'm sorry. I cannot fuck with the fantasy. I can go for even more. I love you, Boomkins.
Frost Mage is too vanilla. It's like, ooh, I'm a mage and I shoot cold stuff. Ooh, how original.
Listen,
for me, Frost Mage is a B tier and Boomy is an A tier. Sorry.
Frost Mage is a little bit of vanilla ice baby. Can you see how this? Can you see how this all comes into one circle? Vanilla ice. All right. So what? B tier?
Like a singer.
B tier.
B tier Frost. A tier Boomy.
A tier Boomy. Oh fuck this shit. All right. For me, I will put Boomkin into C tier. I'm sorry. I love you, Boomkins. You know, I don't have nothing against you.
We're just going to get New Moon and nuke his ass.
And Frost is definitely going to be an A tier. I actually like it more than Fire Mage, so I'm going to put it in front. There you go. Okay, what's next on the menu, mister?
Well, I want to see you counter-argument this one because Elemental is way better than Beast Mastery.
Okay. Let's start it off like this. Now, if you like to be that type of person who just wants to complicate your life for no apparent reason other than to say to others that, listen, I live a complicated life, have pity for me, sure. But BM, baby, BM is that like the relaxing, comforting spec. You just sit in the back and do all of the mechanics and have no problems with it. While Elemental, I don't know, man, it's something you gotta press this, get that RNG coming up there, you gotta watch out those stacks, you gotta be, it's just so unnecessarily complicated. I'll give it the fantasy though, but it's not.
Hey man, that's fair enough because if you're 5 years old and you want to play World of Warcraft, but the game is too complicated, then you can always play BM Hunters. And listen, I know what it's like to have a fridge full of beer and you just want to play WoW and also solve that problem. And BM is only the only spec that you can do that with, and nobody expects anything from you. And nobody's even surprised if you pull because you are a BM Hunter, and that's fine. But Elemental. The sound effects,
okay, man.
The rotation has so many intricate things.
I'll give it the fantasy.
Nerf Elemental. You have fucking lava shocks, you have earthquake, you have chain lightning, you have fire elemental, storm elementals. Dude, if there's one spec that encompasses World of Warcraft more, it's fucking elemental. BM Hunter is like, oh, I only have 3 buttons on my keyboard because I smashed it because I raged in my dungeon yesterday. I'm just gonna play a spec that can only play those 3 buttons. Oh, Beast Mastery, that works well for everyone.
He's gonna go there with the buns. Listen, man, if I want to complicate my life, I'm gonna just make sure that I have my barb shot stacks rolling.
Yeah,
that's enough. Because I choose BM to have a good time and to relax, okay? I don't need that overly complicated bullshit.
Sometimes you need to work a little bit harder to feel good, man.
Well, there you go. And then you have to tell everybody about it, you know, because, hey, listen, I played this, I'm a fucking genius. You have to like me and love me because I played the complicated spec. Let's just rank them. So,
all right, Elemental is A tier for me, BM is C tier.
Elemental A tier, I guess this is... I would put BM into A tier and Elemental into C tier.
Okay, so it's the reverse. It's fine. It's cool.
But
I see what's going on.
You put Beastmaster into B tier.
No, I put it in C tier.
God damn it, he caught me. Okay. Well, listen, then, okay, fuck, because I wanted to put in B tier. It's not that bad, okay? I just want to make you feel bad. What? Okay, moving along. What's next?
Next up is Arcane versus Marksman.
Ah, all right.
And
so you...
Okay, let me tell you about Marksman and why it's shit. Oh, you have a bow and you shoot arrows? What game doesn't have that? Oh, I'm gonna be so original. I'm just like...
Oh yeah, because Arcane, being an Arcane mage and having Arcane power is so original.
Dude, it's
like
more original
so
than being a ranger. Dude, you had
fucking
rangers in
Bookings
pretty much every
than
RPG, man. Of course, that's why you should bump it up a tier. But that's not what we're talking about that right now. Listen, Arcane is Khadgar, is Medivh. What are the coolest mages out in the world? Marksman is Illyria. What? Who's Illyria? She's a Void Elf? No, she was a Marksman. No, now she's a Void Elf. Sylvanas. Wait, she was a Marksman Hunter? No, now she's an Undead Banshee. Now she has Shadow Powers. Like, nobody likes Marksman. Everybody that was a Marksman Hunter is just a Shadow Priest now for some reason. But Arcane survives. Arcane uses mana, man. You have like all of these catches with mana, but Arcane actually puts... Arcane essentially created World of Warcraft. Without Medivh, you wouldn't have had orcs in fucking Azeroth, man. Without Khadgar, you wouldn't have had humans left in Azeroth.
I know why he's so agitated. I met his mom, and his mom is an Arcane mage. She has the power of Arcane. She raised him with the power of Arcane.
She time warped my childhood.
But listen,
it's
man.
Adolescence.
Marksmanship Hunter fulfills that classic fantasy of a ranger spec that can deliver, and it delivers from ranged a lot of stuff. It's not BM. You cannot tell me marksmanship is easy to pull off. It's not easy.
It's not about easy.
And it's, dude. Can you just, you cannot, you what? We all watch Lord of the Rings here. We all love Legolas. We love Lego too, our third guy here, but Legolas, man.
Legolas is a survival hunter, man, because he has melee and he comes in melee and like...
Man, get the fuck out of here. Do you see Legolas with a fucking spear in his hand?
What are you doing with marksman, man? Are you, let me guess. You're aiming and shooting arrows, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, what is your main skill called? Is it aimed shot? Oh!
But Legolas... Did he kill all those orcs with a fucking spear? Nah. You remember that scene was like on his back.
It only counted as one, man.
That's pure marksmanship, and that's the fantasy of it, man.
That's why everybody loves Gimli more, man.
Nobody loves Gimli more, man. I mean, you can ask all the females and non-females sometimes who they love the most, man. It's Legolas. Everybody said Orlando Bloom, man. Come on, you cannot compare Gimli to fucking Orlando Bloom, man. What's wrong with you? And how did Arcane create World of Warcraft? How does that even work? Even Boomkins make use of Arcane power. I can give it to them. But Arcane Mage, they're just this mana-hungry bastards.
So Boomkins use Arcane power, but Arcane Mages don't make sense?
No, I would give it to them because Arcane Mage isn't the... You said Arcane Mage is basically what created World of Warcraft.
Arcane is the source of all magic.
Could be. I won't contradict it there. Could be. But nevertheless, let's just rank and we get it over with because I'm going to beat you up.
Arcane is B tier for me and MM is...
S tier? Come on, baby boy. Keep it on me.
Where do you have MM ranked?
Keep it on me. Oh, motherfucker. All right, so marksmanship, definitely an A tier. Arcane is C tier for sure. On my side of the tracks.
They're both A tier for me.
Oh my God, he made a compromise, yo. Oh, you have to put this in the... Okay. So, Marksman is an A tier.
Yeah.
And Arcane...
No, Marksman is fine, but I don't think it's better than Arcane.
So I'm putting Arcane in front of Marksman.
Arcane is in front, clearly.
Wow. Okay, well...
Still doesn't make sense. Man. I still don't like any Marksman hunters in the
Shut up. We have one more spec, and as in the melee versus thingy, we kind of both love pretty much the spec.
I mean, look at the name of Shadow and look at the first letter that it starts with. I rest my case.
S Shadow, he may have a point over there, but in all fairness, Shadow Priest was always a spec that was an acquired taste. I feel it always had this balance between complicated and rewarding, but not as in like when I'm thinking about Elemental Shaman or something like that. It feels like when you do pull off a Shadow Priest, it really feels right, and the fantasy is there. Plus, the rework it had for Shadowlands was super good. And overall,
it's pretty good. I think Shadow is definitely one of my favorite casters right now, up there with Demonology. The thing with Shadow is it's actually pretty good. I'm still a little bit bummed out, but that they don't have Surrender to Madness. A little bit reworked like it was originally. I kind of liked it where you saw Shadow Priest end the fight 50% in with like double everybody else's damage, and by the end everybody else would cut up. That was really cool for me. Obviously,
very
we
edgy.
can discuss the efficiency of that kind of a mechanic, but that's not the point because it has to be
personal stuff.
Shadow is the definition of craziness, because that's why the best marksmanship hunters end up being Shadow. Illyria, what? Sylvanas, what?
Well, the Void tends to corrupt a lot of minds and souls, so we got to give it to them. But Shadow Priest is the originator, the first one who embraced the Void, and judging from even like class fantasy and lore to how it plays off mechanically.
Yeah,
and
Shadow
what
Hunter
kind of
Warcraft. Evolgian was a Shadow Hunter.
Yes.
Shadow.
Well, there's a lot of arguments for Shadow, and we love it to death. And I think it's S tier for sure. I think can we put the Shadow Priest in front of the Warlock Specs?
I think for me it's very close.
I put him in front of. I put it in front. It's closed. It's done. Now, well, this is it. Is it that different? Let's make a recap. So for Flame, we have S tier being Shadow and Demonology Warlock. Then A tier, Affliction, Boomkin, Elemental, Arcane, Marksmanship Hunter. Then B tier, Destro Lock and Frost Mage, and C tier, Fire Mage and BM Hunter. For me, S tier, Affliction, Warlock, and Shadow Priest. A tier, Frost Mage, then Fire Mage, BM Hunter, and Marksman Hunter. Wow, I have two specs of the same class. B tier, Demonology Warlock, Destro Warlock, Elemental Shaman, and C tier, Boomkins and Arcane Mages. We don't necessarily have any D tiers because we don't absolutely hate
I don't think
specs.
there's any spec right now where it's that bad that
at least from
really,
what we like
really
and
not
play.
Fun, although clearly some are better than others.
Clearly, you can see it here. But that being said, why are you looking like that, man? What
Trying to make them understand that my opinion is right.
Listen, guys, this is all in good fun. Like, we don't actually go at each other's throat like this. Obviously, there's preferences. That preferences we tend to go for. We played a lot of these specs during the expansions and whatnot, and have kind of came to our own conclusions on this. It's not that we hate a couple of specs, it's just our personal preferences when it comes to like fun, mechanics. We don't take into account meta or anything like that. So take it with a grain of salt at least, okay? But you know what you should take with a lot of sugar? Not really, because they're sweet enough. Our Patreons. Yes, we talked about the Patreons in the beginning. We're going to talk about them again. Yes.
Thank you, dear Patreons, for supporting our content and everything that we do. You clearly know how much you mean to us because we say it in every video. And whether you want to admit it or not, you do made a lot of this possible by supporting our channel.
Yes.
Thank you, dear Patrons. And if you, dear viewer, want to be a part of the team and see exactly what happens and what is in store for you, because there are a couple of things that are in store, you can check the link down below where you might find something that you vibe with. And hey, if you want to support us, that's great. We appreciate it. It's not mandatory, but we definitely love you.
And we love you too, because you watched up until this point, and you have a great weekend, okay? It's a promise. You better promise.
Play Boomkin.
Bye. No.
I've been loving it then, I still love it now. Still, I play WoW. Still, I play WoW. Getting better every day, let me show you how. Cause still, I play WoW. Still, I play WoW. It's getting harder to stay, but at the end of the day, it's a guilty pleasure, so just log in and play. Whether it's classical retail, I'ma do a /bow. Still, I play WoW.